I wanted to ask you about this hazard pay stuff. When it comes to getting it, I qualify for it too, right?
Shh. I can hear something.
Operating under the pretense of reconstructing the far north, the government has continued to favor and finance companies that support Hiruma by awarding contracts solely to them. Because of this, in spite of the fact that waste material, a negative legacy, has been left lying around for decades, these shams of public utilities have been forced upon us under the guise of reconstruction assistance with no sense of planning whatsoever. As a result, nature has been destroyed, our traditions and culture have been perverted, and our souls have been ripped from us. Our leader, General Michiba, was a great man, a man of vision and wisdom. He once said this at a meeting of the Seninkai: rights and interests are not influenced by ideologies or states, but rather they are simply the usage rights that belong to those who rely on that land for not only their livelihood, but their very survival. You who were born here in the far north and love this land, open your eyes! You can't ignore what Hiruma has done! He has ravaged us without care or remorse. This contemptible parasite has exploited our homeland for his own self-serving purposes. He's trying to turn it into a hotbed of concessions. But we must not allow this to happen. He must be stopped at all costs. This time, we will take back what is ours. We will forcibly wrest the far north from the grasp of our neighboring countries and the mainland, and we shall return this land to those to whom it rightfully belongs.
Just a hunch, but judging from the content of that speech, it sounds like General Kusumoto is the one who's planning to assassinate Hiruma.
That's not the half of it. After killing him, they're planning to use the memorial parade to launch a coup.
Now I'm smelling the coffee. The diversion of weapons was just a sham all along. Everything was being done in preparation for this.
Which means a lot of soldiers are in on this.
Of course you know what that means then. Kanbei's been fed intel that's completely backwards.
No. Maybe we're the ones who had a plate of bogus intel shoved down our throats.
Understood. Before the situation goes beyond the point of no return and can't be stopped, we need to take Kusumoto into custody immediately. However, taking any action here is too dangerous. It would make you a sitting duck. Wait until Kusumoto is alone. That's the time when we'll make our move. you have Kusmoto in custody, get yourselves out of there fast and bring him with you. Move it!
Too late. Haven't got time. Tachikoma, open your hatch and load in Kusmoto. Getting out of here right now.
Up ahead is a geofront that the old Russian army haphazardly excavated here. Needless to say, there are no maps. Come up with something and escape from there.
Could we maybe use a different escape route, please? There's gonna be damp and dust and little bugs and... I just don't want to go in there!
Get over it. We're going in.
My sensors! My joints! I don't want to go! I've broken the enemy! says to hand over Kusumoto.
Tell it that if it wants him so badly, it can try to take him.
I've located the enemy! Shoot with bombs!
I found bloodstains. It's hard to believe, but there's a strong chance that the little girl who was with the Black Touch coma was flesh and blood, and not a prosthetic body.
Don't jump to any conclusions. We'll run a component analysis, so bring that blood back here.
Roger.
I've located the enemy! environment.
Quit your griping. Get some maintenance work done when we get back to the hangar.
Can I even do a structural analysis?
You know, it's awfully quiet.
Yeah, it sure is. Funny, I figured they'd be on a much higher security alert than this.
While you were underground, things have taken a sudden turn for the worse. I'll fill you in on the details later. For now, bring Kusmoto with you and rendezvous with us.
Roger.
A group of soldiers assigned to the 5th Army 27th Division's Command HQ are rising up in revolt, primarily within Berutarube city limits. However, it looks like the majority of the soldiers aren't sympathetic to the group's ideology, but instead are being controlled by a virus. Ishikawa.
I've got an update for you about that virus. Remember the virus that Tommy implanted in the maid robot? From what I can determine, one that looks exactly like it has been planted in the soldiers of the 27th Division. There's no way to know for sure how they were infected, but I can make an educated guess. More than likely, the virus got into them via their data link system. We went through Defense Ministry channels so we could tranquilize the soldiers. Then we slipped them the vaccine we'd worked up before all this happened.
Then the people running wild in Berutarube right now are the real thing.
Well, I guess we'll have to pump them full of lead, not vaccine, huh?
That's fine with me.
But what I'd like to know is how this situation managed to get so far without being made public.
The answer is Conde. His JSDA watchdog outfit is supposed to provide a check on the military, but they shirked their duties. No, more than that. They kept releasing false information. Of course they wouldn't report a planned rebellion to the top brass. Isn't that right, General Kusumoto?
Look at him grin. There's no point in asking him, Major. Let's just check his cyberbrain and get this over with.
There's no need to go to all that trouble. I have nothing to hide any longer. I'll gladly cooperate and tell you everything.
Get one thing straight. Your little rebellion effectively ended the moment we took you, the ringleader, into custody.
True enough. However, I expect that at least now our debts will be settled.
Hiruma, huh? You know, I just don't get it. Why do you have to be so hung up on Hiruma?
Before the far north was handed back, he worked with Russia to buy up all the land that they expected would be developed. Hiruma then split with Russia the land usage fees from the companies that he lured in. General Michiba had gathered evidence that would prove this conclusively, but the Public Security Agency back then caught wind of the Saninkai.
The public security operative who was assigned here back then was Kanbei.
Although Kanbei approached General Michiba as a public security operative, he sympathized with our ideals and became one of us. When he learned through Kanbei that the Saninkai was the target of JSDA watch surveillance, he chose the continued survival of the Saninkai over executing Hiruma as a criminal. To avoid further pursuit by public security, General Michiba allowed himself to be charged so that the head, not the tail, of the organization would be cut off.
So the reason Section 9's information was leaked.
It wasn't us in the military that Kanbei was keeping under observation. It was Section 9.
Apprehend Kanbei at once. Put all public security-affiliated personnel in the far north under house arrest.
Chief, he gave us the slip. He somehow dodged the Section 9 surveillance net and escaped.
Contact the support police and have them take Hiruma into protective custody on the double.
Roger.
We don't have time to think things over. Head for the urban district.
To arrival of Asakikawa 7th Division. 4 hours to arrival of Narashino Airborne Division. Incoming message from the Totofu Support Police requesting immediate assistance. 3 think tanks thought to be part of the rebel forces have been spotted near Berutarabe's high-rise district.
All of Berutarabe's Maritime and Air Self-Defense Force.
It's no use. All communication systems and the entire chain of command have been disrupted due to the virus inserted into the military's internal data link. The end system inside Betatata city limits has been paralyzed too. Road surveillance is impossible.
Contact Ishikawa. Have him hack the system and get it up and running again.
A transmission from Colonel Kubota of military intelligence says that an emergency cabinet meeting is being held in the capital, but there's no sign of developments to resolve the situation.
Typical. They're as useless as ever. Attention all Section 9 members. In addition to apprehending Conde, your orders are to do all you can to suppress the rebel forces.
The head of security for the Otaruku Support Police contacted us. He said there's no sign of former Cabinet Minister Hiruma, his secretary, or his security detail among the government VIPs and foreign dignitaries who are being evacuated.
What did you say?
Think he's scared and had to visit the little boy's room?
Find Hiruma on the double. Is that clear?
Major, I got the results back on the component analysis of blood from that girl Shikari. Like we thought, it's not just android blood that's red. This is real red blood. I also managed to get a DNA comparison. I pulled half a match off a sample that was left by that Kenbishi scientist named Sakata.
Are you telling me that that little girl is flesh and blood?
I don't know the details, but it's possible that only the part she bled from is flesh and blood.
Hacking doesn't work on her. Plus, she's got genuine blood to boot. Given those circumstances, who am I to say she's not human? But assuming that's the case, how do you explain her ability to carry around that anti-material rifle and communicate in an ultra-high frequency band that normal humans can't hear?
Do you think she could possibly be a biohumanoid?
A biohumanoid?
Yes. Sakata was involved in the development of the Tachikoma's bio-AI chips. He probably had technology that could have developed a biohumanoid.
Well, after all, Sakata did resign on the day after Michiba was arrested. That's a little too coincidental to buy. Maybe we ought to consider Sakata as a Seninkai member too.
So he received funding from the Seninkai and developed his own custom girl. Not a bad use of money.
If your theory is true, then there's a good chance that the girl and the Black Tachikoma are working together to assassinate Hiruma.
No matter how you look at it, our only option is to capture him.
That's right. So don't any of you forget the purpose of our mission and why we came to the far north. If we screw this up, we're going to be looking at more than just a pay cut. Keep that in the front of your minds.
Hey, did you hear what I heard just now? It looks like Seta's turning out to be our big brother. I guess that means if we fight Seta, it'll be nothing more than a sibling brawl.